Jimmy. And smoke on loud. I got perfect attendance. I ran that work.
So you guys, I'm here to tell you guys a story time. This story time took place when I was I think I was in 8th or 9th grade. Probably 8th grade, but and I think like one or two of you guys noticed it, but if you look a little closer, right along here, you see a dent right here, and then I have a white mark somewhere along there. And it's because I got hit in the face with a tennis racket, okay? When I was 8 or 9, my best friend, we was going to gym, and we always go to gym. And by the way, this is going to be like a sweet, simple, straight to the point story time, because I'm not going to be around the bush. But anyways, when I was in 8th, 9th grade, we had took a gym class together. Yeah, it was a gym class. And this day, I'm like, oh, gym is like one of those places where I hate going because you have to change out of clothes. And this is like when I first started my menstruation. Like, this is like the very first, well, not the first day, but this is like when the grade I started my menstruation. I got a story time about that too, so I'll be on the lookout. And I might tell it right after this one, since this one is gonna be short. But anyways, I was like, bro, I am like so tired of going to this gym because you always had to change out and all of that stuff. So, and honestly, I don't even know how I started volleyball, because now it's like, okay, you grown now, you still have to change out in the clothes that you go to gym in. So it's I don't even know how I started volleyball, but I did. Um, so this day again, we was going to gym, and I'm always talking going to gym because I hated gym, but I passed it. And we had this gym person until this day. Was it Miss Wanda? Was it Miss Wanda? I still know her because I still see her throughout. When I'm out and about, I still see her. She was the nicest lady ever. I talked to her about everything. And to this day, I still talk to her about everything. Um, and because she's like older than me, like she's like a second or third mom to me, so it's like I talked to her about relationship issues, what she would do if she was in that situation. I talked about jobs with her. I talked about life change issues with her. I talked to her when I was what I should do when I start my business. I talked to that lady about everything. Um, but moving along, that day it was a tennis net put up, or a volleyball net, whatever you want to call it. Um, it was put up, and I'm like, okay, finally, we don't have to run around. We don't have to run a court. We don't have to play basketball. I hate basketball, by the way. I hate watching it. I hate playing it. I just hate it. Um, but that's what we did. And so, I was happy. So we was just, it was like, at the time, it was like boys against girls, or was it girls against girls? No, it was a boys against girls. We was playing all good and everything. And then, this is when the boys had to leave the gym, and I think they was going to football practice. So at this time, we was like, okay, we're gonna play. So it was like another class that came in, and and this girl, I'm just gonna call her Lisa. Me and Lisa, we was best friends also. So I was just sitting there talking to Lisa. Um, and I really don't pay attention when I'm talking to people if I'm doing something else. And if the conversation is like interesting, it takes my mind off what I'm doing and I just be focused on talking to that person. Um, but that day was the worst thing ever because I was talking, I was walking, and then my best friend, she was swinging the bat. I guess she was just playing with it or whatever. Um, and she is subscribed to my channel. She'll probably vouch for this, or she probably won't. Who knows? But she was swinging the bat, playing with it, like swinging it back and forth like this, playing with it. And I was still walking and talking when I should have been paying attention. And bam, right out of nowhere, she hit me in the face with it. Um, I say it's both of our fault because I should have been paying attention and she should have been not swinging that thing. But um, it was so painful. Um, and it was crazy, but I still went out through the day and inside I was crying like a motherfucker. But on the outside, I wouldn't even let it show. But it was so painful. So when I came home, it was like, I'm like, okay, I went to when I was at school, I went to the bathroom and it wasn't anything like wrong with it. It wasn't even swelled up or nothing. So I'm like, okay, we're good. So if you guys look, when I do like this part looks like it's cut off because, um, okay, listen, this is it's gonna freak you out, but it when it swelled up, when it swelled up, it was so like so tight to the fact that the doctor had to cut it and then they had to add extra skin, right? So and then people wonder why this eyebrow is raised up all the time is because for one it's a habit and for two because if you look closer like I said, it's a dent right there. Um, and my parents thought I was born with it, but I wasn't. Is when she hit me with the racket, it cut me right there. But it wasn't swelled up until I got home and I like took some Tylenol and then my mom told me to take a nap or whatever. So around about 9:30, 10, that's when I got up and I it was about 9:30, 10 at night and I got up from my nap and my mama was looking at me like I was stupid. And I'm like, okay, what's going on? Cause you looking at me. She said, is your head hurt? And I'm like, no. And she said, well, it should be because you got a big knot on it. So I went to the mirror and then I'm like, what the fuck happened? And she was like, excuse me? And I'm looking at her, I'm like, Mom, what the fuck happened? Like when I went to sleep, was there nothing wrong with it? I just felt like I had a concussion. And then she said, who you cussing at? I'm like, she asked me about everything else but telling me why my face was looking like somebody hit me with a tennis ball instead of the tennis racket. So it looked like I had a tennis ball right here. And it's crazy because my eyes weren't closed shut or none of that. So they took me to the doctor office. They gave me something for swelling. I took it. A couple of days go by, and I'm so happy it was the weekend. Because I did not want to go back to school with a big patch right here over my eye. And wasn't nothing wrong with my eye. It was just up here. So they told me to come back. It was a Saturday. It was about Saturday around about 9:30 in the morning. I'll never forget this day. This when the doctor said it got hard, and I'm like, okay. I thought swelling get hard, and then it get mushy when it finna go away. But he said no, something's not right. So they did a bunch of X-rays, a bunch of CAT scans, and all that. So they took it, and he cut some of my meat off to release it, and it was so much fluid. And then I had to put stuff on my eyes so the fluid wouldn't run in my eyes and give me an infection and all that stuff. So he cut it a little bit, and then they did a skin graft, and and yeah, it got well. So now when I do like this, it look like I got extra skin. And this part right here is like super sensitive when it comes to light, cold. I have to be careful what I put on my face because it always breaks out right here. It always gets super dry, or it just breaks out in fine bumps, or it just has dry, flaky skin right here. So it's like, okay, I have to be extra careful what I put on my face. I also have to be careful what I do. Like, that's the reason why I really don't wear makeup. It's like I really never did in the first place, so I'm not gonna make it an excuse. But I have to be careful, like when I put on makeup or anything, or eyeliner or anything, because this eye can get real sensitive. Um, and to this day, I still have trouble out this eye. It shuts up. It turns super red, like super duper red when I'm sick. Like, so yeah. Um, if some of you don't know, I still wear contacts. Even though I went and had the procedure on my eye, I still wear contacts because I don't think the procedure took as well as I thought it would. But it did help me on my birthday. I ain't have to worry about contacts, and I ain't have to worry about constantly putting on eyeglasses and stuff. So yeah, I'm good though. I'm good. I just have to be careful, and I'm good now. So it's like I just have to be mindful that my eye was always had some freaky going on with it. So hey, it's good. We still friends, even though we don't talk like that, but we still friends. I'm pretty sure anything she need, I jump to it. I still go help her any way possible. All she have to do is hit me up. And I'm still gonna be that beck and call to her. So yeah. But anyways, that little short story. Um, and yeah, just the moral of this story, just watch what the hell you doing. Um, and you won't get hit in the face with a tennis ball racket. um, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this story time. It was just a little short story time because someone did ask me why I have a white spot in my face, and that's why. Um, so yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. I hope you guys have a great night, a great day whenever you're watching this, and I'll see you in my next story time. Bye guys.